No, that one's gone. No, that one's gone. No, that one's gone. And it can be, I'd imagine, quite disheartening for the client as well, who thinks he's found a list of suitable properties only to be told, sorry, there's only 2 of these available. My name is Keith Spitalnick. My company is called Target Property Spain. We're based here in Calahonda in Mijas Costa. We focus really on an area from Benalmádena to East Marbella.
You mentioned the other day something that you're encountering that's putting you in a little bit of a pickle regarding buyers coming to you with listings advertised by other agents that don't exist. And not that the agents don't exist, but that the listings don't exist. Tell me more about that.
Quite often we are approached by buyers with whom we have a very good relationship. And as most people know, here on the Costa del Sol, you can pick one agent and they can show you pretty much any property listed by any agent by the nature of the way the market works here. So quite often we'll have our loyal customers send us a list of links to properties they've seen advertised online, be that on other agents' websites or on one of the popular property portals. And before we've even delved into it, we know that 90% of these are not going to be available. They're either going to be real listings that are reserved and haven't been taken off. More often than not, though, sadly to say, they are older listings from eons ago, which I suspect are left on there just so they can hook a client's details, name, phone number, email address, etc., and grow their client base. So as an agent that doesn't do that, it leaves us in a bit of a pickle, as you say, because what do we do? Do we play that game and advertise properties that don't exist, which is something that we wouldn't do? It's not the way we work. Or do we drift into obscurity by being honest and only advertising real listings, but as a net result of that, having fewer listings that are more expensive than the majority of advertised properties out there? It's a shame to say it, but I've encountered agents who have told clients, yes, this is available, come over. They're probably forgetting that incurs a cost to the buyer. You know, they're then booking flights, which are not cheap nowadays, especially in the wake of the pandemic. They are organising accommodation costs, only to be told when they land, oh, I'm really sorry, sir, we sold that one over the weekend, but let's see what else we can find you.
So agents are doing this on purpose. They know that the viewing of the property that the buyer is going to view isn't available before they even come out. Is that right?
That's my understanding. I mean, I'm not generalising, but my understanding is that has happened, yes, and probably will continue to happen.
And how much of this practice are you noticing? Is it worse now than it was, or is this something that's always been the case?
Well, I think because the market's been so busy, there is a glut of properties advertised that are viable listings, but have been reserved and are still on the portals, probably pending completion. I mean, when I look through my agency portal, which the agents have access to, 85% of the properties are either status sale agreed or status under offer, but obviously still being advertised on the portals. So it's quite labour intensive, obviously, when we're sent these lists from clients and there can be 20, 30 properties and we work through them and it's, no, that one's gone, no, that one's gone, no, that one's gone. And it can be, I'd imagine, quite disheartening for the client as well, who thinks he's found a list of suitable properties only to be told, sorry, there's only 2 of these available.
And what percentage of these listings that you coming across are just out of date, ones that have been sold or are no longer available?
45% of listings that are from a considerable time ago. You know, I've seen listings that I personally sold 2-3 years ago, re-advertised again because it's properties in a hot spot at a really attractive price that's going to generate clicks. You know, it's clickbait.
So the prices are causing a problem, if I'm understanding you correctly. Well, it's not just because the listing isn't available anymore, so therefore it's not good for the buyer, and it makes it difficult for you because you have to try and convince the buyer that it's not that you don't have access to it, is that nobody has access to this listing. But I presume the secondary issue that comes into the fact is that because of the last 12 months, prices have been going up and up and up. those historic prices are very low. So it seems like a bargain. And the only listings that you have that are active right now are at a higher price. So it looks like not only are you too expensive, but you don't have many listings.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if I wound the clock back 24 months and looked at my portfolio from 24 months ago, each and every one of them is going to represent a bargain in today's market for sure.
Where do you see the prices going on that basis? Now, what's the demand is outstripping supply? I presume the prices stay high, don't they? That's general.
Yeah, it's interesting. It took a while for these price hikes to really get going because the market's been strong now since COVID, really strong, stronger than I've ever seen it. And thankfully, prices didn't increase in line with the demand. And it's only really this year that I've started to see price increases. And it's nice to say that the price increases haven't grown exponentially. They've started to jack up a little bit, but I'm not seeing price increases like we did prior to the last recession, 2006, 2007.
So you thinking that agents are advertising these old, out-of-date properties on purpose, or because they're just not pulling them out of, they're not up to date with what's available and what isn't?
I'd like to think it's a lack of time to manage their portfolio because the market's been really busy, and things have been selling ridiculously quickly. Sometimes as soon as the property comes on, it's gone again. So maybe it's negligence in removing them from the portals in time. But knowing how cost of sale agents can work sometimes, it can still be a touch of the Wild West out here. I wouldn't put it past some of the, shall we say, let's call them less than perfect agents. It's a lifelong dream for people. So why give them false hopes and aspirations?
Okay, final question for you. Would you rather be a seller or a buyer right now on the Costa del Sol?
I would rather be a seller right now on the Costa del Sol. You barely finished the sentence before I answered that question.
Well, thank you very much, Keith, for the update, and let's keep in touch.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Are you seeing any cases where it's just completely just made up? The price is made up and the property, it was for sale once upon a time, but...
Not yet, but subsequent to this video, that may well plant a seed in several agents' minds. So watch this space.
Forget what we just said. Just look into my eyes. Forget what I just said.